Yeah. Okay. Now I need to make a Leon crest work. For the competition I'm going to, I need to make this work. Let's see. Alright. Okay, it's scrapey. It's going to be hard to beat wizards with this. Very hard. So, this format's going to be very difficult. Wait. Wait. 8-1. Interesting. Ooh, very close. Do that again. Yo, how are you? Basically, what I'm doing today is I'm testing non-meta combos. I've got a competition coming up here that's like, it's got a D&D format. So like, each class has a different set of blades it can use, and the class I want to use is Druid. So what I'm trying to make work today is I'm trying to make Trigger slash work, imagine, and Leon Crest, but I've got the nice CX one. And I've got a couple combos that I'm testing them on that seem to be having success. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test like some stock variants of the combos, and then I'm going to show you lot my combos, and we're going to see how they perform. And if they can do the, like, you know, the standard, what I'm going to test them up against is a lot of what's coming up that day is you get traditional attackers that coming up that day. You've got like busters, so I'm going to test it up against a buster 360 low flat. That's not my buster combo, but like that's a standard one. A whale combo that I know works, 560. We're gonna test that too. Oh wait, my camera's unstable, guys. Hold on, sorry. camera was like not standing up straight, which is not good. But all right, cool. Well, so we're testing that. We're gonna test it against an impact combo that I like. So we're just the on crest is decent. The plastic generation are going to be a challenge. I know, bro. I know. So what we're gonna do is, in fact, I might flip the stadium so that it's also look at the wall ball. If you lot haven't seen wall ball, this is wall ball. But it's decent, by the way. Decent movement, decent stam. Scrapes quite a bit though. All right, cool. So the issue with the camera is, I want to put the stadium next to me, like that. So then I've got to turn the camera like that. That's a bit better. You lot are just set up on my bed, by the way. Like, as you can see, covers in the back and stuff. So I just want to do some testing for this. So I'm gonna test it against the stock. I'm gonna see how it looks. I know the plastic gen's gonna be a struggle. This launcher. Oh yeah, look, CX launcher, the Peggy Blast launcher. This is just 360 rush. Woo hoo hoo! Woo hoo! Yo, did you see that? Did you see that? That was the trigger. It beamed the Phoenix. Okay, hold on. We got some potential here. Woo-wee! Yo! Are you not seeing this? Did you see? That's back-to-back wins. That's simple. What? There's no way. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, cool. What the hell? Said lights rush. But that's the thing. If it gets nicked, it's gone. If it gets nicked, it's absolutely out of there. So it needs to be moving immediately. Oh man. Some more weight on it, maybe. Some more weight on it, maybe. But that's not too bad, you know. Look, that's a Phoenix. That's trigger slash. We can get trigger slash to consistently win. We're laughing. That's the issue, though. Alright. So some switch ups we're going to do. What did we find the issue so far? Weight. Weight is an issue. So first of all, we're going to put it on 760. Let's see what that gets us. Let's see what the update in performance is. Oh, hey. Oof. Ugly, 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 ugly hits. Straight. We went straight in on the 3. It was actually better on 360. Alright. If it was better on 360, let's just try the 360 performance again, see if that was true. Woo! The challenge is to get Trigger Slash to work and Leon Quest to work with it. We're trying to find competitive combos for both Trigger. Look! It won! It's not even on anything crazy. That's just, alright, cool. That's just once. Let's see if we can get a more convincing win. Oh my god! Oh my god, look. We're making Trigger Slash work. Alright. We just got a boom. We've got good combos in here to test as well. We're going to test it up against some whales, some impacts. The challenge today is my next comp. We're trying to make these two work. Oh my god. Look at that, it won again. So we can win with it on 360 rush. Barely, but that's against a Phoenix. We're using a non-meta bay and we're making it win against one of the top meta attackers. Hold on. That is the issue there. That's the issue. If it gets caught, it gets boomed. But this is seriously impressive. Whoops. Ow. Bad launch. So I'm thinking maybe lower, if it's lower, it's pretty good on rush. So let's put it on low flat and run that exact same test again. It might be too light for low flat. Do you see what I'm seeing? That's just on low 360 low flat. What the hell? Well, they're all self-extreme, so you have to kill. I want to try it on Hex. I have a feeling. We're trying to make Drigger work. We'll get Drigger to work. Trust me. No. Wow. That is the problem. That's off somewhere in the room, just hitting a wall. Performance we were wanting. So on 360, I mean on Hexa, it doesn't work. Let's make it heavier for the Hexa build. Yeah! We can get a win. Okay. Now let's try this over. Let's see what the weight does to that. It's still one. I think less convincingly than a 360. That is it on Rush. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it on my favourite combo. I mean my favourite part, paper. We made Drigger work! That's Drigger slash. That's Phoenix Wing on 360 Rush. We're still trying to make Drigger work. Yeah, we've got these stabilizers. Alright, balanced. But look what happens here. Look! Dare I say it? We have made Drigger slash beat Phoenix Wing. Again? Okay, close. Very close. Now, I'm trying to work out if the performance is better on rush or taper. The extra weight from the 360 makes me feel more comfortable, but it also works on 360, which is very strange. Damn. That just happens sometimes with weight difference being so... Took me too long, sorry. A1. I got it on 360. You want me to try it on 760? I had it on 760 as well. You're thinking the same thing I was thinking, innit? You're thinking extra weight. But there's something about the 360 that lines up so well with it. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna try it for you now. But it's something about the 360. It just like it stabilizes it so nicely. Hold on. Trying to make bigger work for a comp I got coming up. You see what I mean? Look how it destabilizes there. There's something about the 360 that like I feel like it gets a bit more. Like look at that, yeah. Look how much. Pay attention to how much spin it had at the end of these couple games, and I'll put it back on 360. Something about this trigger is like loose. It doesn't grip the launcher. See, that's the issue there as well. Because it's so light, no matter what, if it gets caught stationary, it gets pinged. Like that. But if you put it back on a 360, it's lighter, which yes is bad because light base. However, it lets it move faster, and also it lets Elevate do more of the Elevate work. Like look how much it spins, even with barely any spin. Watch, you'll see it now. It just doesn't die fast. Look. This is 360. And it hits hard. Now look, Phoenix is spinning faster, but on level, and with such a light bay, look at this. Phoenix should win this. But, you see? And it's how light it is plays into fact with the level bit. And then it's also balanced out by the 360. I'm just figuring this out today as well. So the second combo I need help with, if you're here though, is I'm still working on this Leon Crest. I've got it on, I've realized it likes height. So I had it on 560 before, but now I've got it on 770. No, like it's full off. It's kind of getting phased out. There are other attackers now. We're getting sharks. We're getting the hovers. We're getting other things. It's still always going to be a mainstay, but there's other blades you can play without feeling like you're missing out. And I taught you something today. What's that? Yeah, bro. Okay, so this is the thing, right? Weight isn't all be all end all. You take balance over weight, and also you got to work out like the special gimmicks of each part. Level benefits from light bays. Like that's what I'm realizing. So look, I'll do it against the Phoenix now, and I guarantee if it doesn't get boomed, it will win. Look. Like my double down launch. That's my special launch. I invented that launch. It goes across twice and then drops down. But look, alright, it hasn't been boomed. 770 would be scraping way more here. Okay, no, Phoenix does win here. But look at the level. Let me give you that one again. Let me do my launch again so you can see my launch. This is, I called it the triple. Look, 1, 2. It should come up here. Oh man, I messed it up. You know launches, they don't always come out 100%, but that should work. Oh yeah, that's good, that's good, that's good. 1, drop. Cool. This, look. Now look at it spinning. Look how it's barely spinning, right? But look at level. This is what happens with a light bay and level. It's barely spinning, but it's still spinning. Do you see what I mean? Look, it's still spinning. That's level. That's what happens if you balance a bay out and give it a light bit. It gets the benefit from level. So this is our Drigo combo for Sunday. Next we're working on, we need to make Leon Crest work. So my first combo for it is a 5. Weirdly, it works on a 580. Kick. That's my combo for it. So same again. Phoenix the tester. Woo! Watch this. They act like whale wave. So I treat it like whale wave. You see? The stabilization. And booms. Close. So what I usually have it on is 570 or 560, but I've recently found that it benefits from the height. Very good destabilization. So we put it on kick because it's a bit imbalanced, and we give it a bit of height because it's down smash. So you want it to be hitting from the top. Look, I'll swap it back to a lower height and you see that it's not as effective. Woo. That's how the game goes with light bays. This is why launch tech matters. Yep, we're running a non-meta deck, and this is how it goes. So we've got to be good with our launches. Every launch matters with these. Look, that was a bad launch, but it's okay. Yep, good hits. But look at this bad, nasty destabilization. But with kick, it gets back up quickly. Yeah, we should have this. We should have this. In a kick rush off, we should have this. Not bad, right? For 2 non-meta builds, making them work is possible. Good launch, good launch. Good launch, both good launches. Alright, this is a fair contest. Okay, I'd say bad DC stabilization, but look, kick, gets back up, and then Leon just takes it. But against a Phoenix, we always take that, Leon Crest. Now, let's change up what we're facing. Let's go up against a heavy hitter. So let's do a Dram Buster. Okay. So that's another way to test light bays. You put it up against a monster. Oh my god! What? Okay, I didn't expect that at all. That was great. Whoa, 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 whoa! Did you not see that? It flew out. Okay, look, be careful from, just don't rip it crazy. Light bays with good speed means high RPM. Get a decent kill on it. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now, this is where we need level to save us. Make what, bro? What was you gonna say there for make? But I think those might be my two combos, you know, so now it's just time to put them through the ringer. Let's put you through here. I'm still not sure about the crush though. This, I'm very sure about. Oof. Yeah. Alright, we know that combo works then. Now, we need to put this one through the ringer. We've got the impact combo, we've got the... In fact, let's put that impact on... So let me show you, let me show it to you on the 560 originally, for the lower height, to show you that how the down smash doesn't work as well, the destabilization. So we put it back on kick, because I found out that works best. Now let's do the tests. Lower height 562, so let's wait as well. But 560 works pretty well for balancing it out. Look, you see that, it looks real good. But you see that the down smash isn't, like, I'm suffering from down smash as much. That was the issue I found with it on a weaker. I could try 760 to see if it activates with more height. But there was something about the higher height that I noticed with it that it destabilizes way more. But with how flat it is like this, 5 may be the best ratchet for it. Woo! Woo! We may make this Leon Crest work today. But it's doing right, it's doing okay then. So what does that tell us? We may need, if it's lower down, it's more smash attack, recoil. If it's higher, it's more down smash. So it just depends on what we go for. Because 560 is not bad, but it's not recoil, it's more smash attack, you see? And then, but I think I'm preferring the 5 now that I'm looking at it. Now that I'm looking, look, it's fucking Phoenix up. So realistically, I'm thinking, isn't it funny that to run two non-meta bays in my deck that I need to do, and neither of them are on 760 to make them heavier. They're not on 7 ratchets for the weight. Weight is not all there is in Beyblade, guys. And I don't know, I'm like ranked top 3 in the country right now. And my main bay is Dram Buster. Look! Oh my god! It just... Yeah, nope. These are the combos. Alright, let's do some full games. Let's make a what do you call it? A gauntlet. It's gotta get past the Phoenix. It's gotta get past the Dram Buster. It's gotta get past. It's got the Let's put the impact on. 770. This is the best impact combo to me. 7-7 taper. Let's put up against that. Let's put up against the fucking. I don't think it will ever be able to. Yeah, 5 is more aggressive. It's because it's more smash. You see that? That's a 4. What? Really? What other base you put in there that I use? I could throw. Should I throw a Pegasus Blast in there? We could do a Pegasus Blast and a Scorpio too. Tops in the tournament, I got like a OPE, a few, like 2, 3. But in terms of the points, I'm always finishing in like the top final cuts. So here's a Pegasus Blast, but I run it with the Cerberus lock chip. Ain't that pretty? I run mine on Slash. But in fact, we won't even use those. We'll test 2 strong. We'll test 3 attackers because that's what I'm coming up a lot against a lot of whales and a lot of busters that day. So we'll do an all attack test and then we'll do a horrible wizard. And the order we'll go is we'll go Phoenix, Impact, Buster, Whale, and then end on the boring rod. Okay, and who should we do first? Who are we gonna test first? Should we do the Drigger or the Crest? We'll test the Crest first. Oh, test Drigger, yeah? Alright, Drigger it is. We'll do a test for 4. A lot of stand burn. This gonna be, if you don't get pocketed, it's definitely a spin to Phoenix. A lot of stamina burn. I launch it too aggressively. Alright. 1 Phoenix. Oof, rough. 3 Phoenix. You could just hear the sound of London in the background. That's better. That's much better. Strong destabilization. Yeah. Okay, we should have this on spin finish. Possible comeback. Ooh. Yep. Drigger clutches it out. Alright, 3-1. Can it make a comeback? Ooh. Avoiding the dash. Ooh, hit its own. Ooh, another dash hit. 3. Being quite aggressive, but destabilized. It's righted. It righted went way faster than Phoenix. Hold on. 3-2. Yeah, man, the Pegasus lock chip is a joke. It is a joke. Alright, 3-2. Surprising. Come back. Ooh, did you see that? They caught their semicircle in the middle of the stadium there. Ooh. Woo-hoo! Oh! Wow. Wow. Exciting. That was exciting. But we lost to Phoenix. Now, Crest, Phoenix. Oh, the aim for this one is you have to flat launch it. The Crest, I completely flat launch it. Not like the other ways. Because you want it to be able to be tall as possible. Be hitting smashes. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, we should have it. 1. Draw.